Okay, Rabotai, we're in the Aseret Yemei Teshuvah, and Rabbeinu Yonah says part of Teshuvah is we want to tilt the scales and we want to do double amount of Torah learning. So Baruch Hashem, we just had a great Musar class and Yelchu Michael El Chayil. After this, stay tuned. We're going to have a Parsha class, Zer Hashem Shon also. We're at the MISHNA Tamid that talks about serving God in the temple, Mishnah number 2. It says, Mishu Rotzel Litrom et HaMizbeach. Mr. Ganjan, are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you.
It says, Mishu Rotzel Litrom et HaMizbeach. We know, what is the first thing the Kohanim do in the Holy Temple every morning? They do the Trumat HaDeshen. They clean the ashes from on top of on the altar, the outside altar where they bring all the cow and goat and korbanot. It's where they have to clean up the ashes. Now it's saying somebody that wants to do this wonderful service to God, it's usually done at dawn. Like even before sunrise, there's a halacha that anybody that wants to be eligible. Now, how would the Kohen Gadol or the Gabbai, the Sagan Kohanim, choose which Kohen would do which service? They would do a lottery, right?
Yes.
Now, in order to be eligible, to be part of the lottery, that you would be the lucky duck. You would be the one to be chosen to go clean the ashes out of the altar. You would have to go to the mikveh. Because even if you're 110% sure that you didn't come in contact with anything non-impure, the halacha is like this, that in order to be eligible to serve in the temple, early in the morning, you need to go to mikveh again. You understand? So that's what the Mishnah is saying. Somebody that wants to do Terumat HaMizbeach, mashkim, you have to get up extra early in the morning. The tovel, you need to go to the mikveh before the Sagan Kohanim, like the person, the manager of the Kohanim, makes a lottery to choose which Kohen will be eligible to serve. Now, what time does the manager of the Kohanim come to cast the lottery to choose which Kohen does which job in the temple, right? The Gemara, the Mishnah says, Lo kol ha'itim shavot. It's not a set time on every day of the right? It's not like he has a punch card and he has to punch in at 6 a.m. Because, right, between winter and summer, dawn and nets is very different, right? In some places, it doesn't become light in the winter till 7:30. Yet in the summer, it becomes light at 5:30 or 5. You understand? So, it says that the bottom line is that the manager of the Kohanim that is in charge of giving everybody their job, he usually is there. Sometimes he comes from when at sunrise, near sunrise, like when the rooster cries out and roosts. Or sometimes there's also another Levi or a manager, he stays at the top of the walls of the Holy Temple and he cries out. He's like the alarm clock. He's like the vecker. He wakes up the Kohanim, right? There's somebody that announces all the Kohanim need to wake up. And this is near dawn, Mr. Ganjian, right? Dawn is around 72 minutes before sunrise. So approximately near dawn, a little bit before or after, The Kohen should already have gone to the mikveh, because that's when their manager is going to start doing a lottery to see who's eligible to clean the ashes from the altar, from the mizbeach. You understand?
Yes, sir.
It says, "Hamemune ba v'dofek alehem ve'em potchin lo." The manager of the Kohanim comes to the gates of the Holy Temple. He knocks on where the Kohanim's chamber is, and then the Kohanim open their chamber. Amar lehem mi shetaval yavo v'yifes. So the manager of the Kohanim says, only if you've gone to the mikveh, you could be part of the lottery. You could be part of the selection process. Hifitzu, then they make a lottery. Zacham yisezaka, and whoever has the luck is the one that's going to be chosen to do what? To bring the korbanot. Okay, next Mishnah. Mishnah number 3. Natal et hamafteach upatach et hapishpesh v'nichnas mibet hamoked la'azara. The Kohen, the manager of the Kohanim, what does he do? Shalom Lev. The reason there wants to be in lotteries because the Gemara in the Yerushalmi and the Bavli says one time the Kohanim are very zealous and they would get into fights. And Chas Shalom, it would be machloket. They would fight who would have the honors. So they decided we don't want them. It's a house of God, and always you have bullies. So they decided the most diplomatic and rational way to select anybody for a given job is fair and square through a lottery. So they want to get into fights. Now, he takes the manager of the Kohanim takes the key to the city, key to the temple, which was entrusted to the elders that would sleep in the Bet HaMikdash, and he would open the pishpesh. You know what the pishpesh is? It's the gate of the moked. And he would go through that gateway, and the Kohanim would follow him, and they would, since it was before sunlight, they would have two what? Bonfire, like candles, torches in their hands. Ushne avakot shel or biyadam. Obviously on Shabbat night they wouldn't have this, because you're not allowed to turn on fire for this purpose, but they would set it up that there should be light in the hallway from before Shabbat. But every other night of the week, there would be Kohanim that would escort the manager, and they would have torches. So the Kohen wouldn't, God forbid, in the dark hallway wouldn't fall down. You understand?
Exactly.
They would get separated into two different groups. One would go towards the east, one would go towards the west. The different walls of the temple. Because there was like a hallway that had pillars. You understand? Like a walkway. And the Kahati explains over here, so this is like, these set of Kohanim, actually, you know what their job was, Mr. Ganjian? Their job was to make sure that everything was clean and all the levies, musical instruments were intact and nothing need to be organized, It's like they were making sure everything is in the right place. The one that would go to the east would then turn towards the north. And then the one that would turn towards the west would then turn towards the south. Hayu botchin v'holchin. They would go audit all the different chambers and all the different parts of the temple to make sure everything was in order. You understand?
Yes.
Until they would get to the chamber you don't have to know, the temple was very organized. They had different rooms for different things. Like that one room, they would keep all the oil and the wine. They would have one, so they would get finally to the room that they would keep. It was in the east of the yard of the temple, and that's where they would keep all the oil and the flour. Because the Kohen Gadol every morning would have to bring a korban mincha, which was like a type of pancake. He would bring half of this cup of flour in the morning and half at night, in the evening. You understand? They would take different routes. Some of the routes, hallways were longer and shorter. Then the first group that went north, and the group that went east, and the group that went west, they would meet up. They would, so one of them would look at the south, west, and the other one would look at the northern and eastern sides of the temple. So between the two groups, they would make a full circle and check all the chambers. You understand?
Yes.
Higiu elu elu shalom hakol shalom. They would tell each other, shalom, everybody shalom, which means shalom means complete. They would say Baruch Hashem, all the chambers, there's nothing missing in the temple. Everything is intact. All the oil, all the cows, all the silver, all the flour that we need to operate the temple is what? Everything is good. In order. Everything is in order. Then from there on, they would go to their next service of God in the temple, which was to make the chabitin. They would have to get water to prepare to bring a certain korban mincha, a pancake, because obviously to make pancakes you need to mix oil, flour, and water. So the next thing the Kohanim would have to do is to do what? Is to get water. Okay? Chazak u'baruch. Shana tova, gut gebencht Yoreh. Okay? We are in 5 minutes, everybody. We're going to stay tuned. We're going to do the Parsha Zera Shimshon. Thank you. Bye.